right, guys. Tonight I'm with Chris. There is a new album. If you like black metals, like me, you should know this band, Imperium Dekadenz from Germany. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
Chris. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too, Johan.
Um, so there is a new album. It's already out,
Mm-hmm.
although that the band exists for almost 20 years,
Oh,
right?
it's quite strange. Yeah, we exist since 20 years. For many people, we are kind of some old school guys, existing since this long time. Other people heard us the very first time. Yeah, probably it's because of Napalm Records because they're doing much more promotion than we got the previous albums and the previous labels for sure. Yeah, we don't play so much live shows. That's also true. There are bands that play 60 to 80 shows each year, and you can find them on nearly every poster, for festivals and clubs. So we are not that present like other bands. That's due to because we have full-time jobs and holidays are limited, and yeah, that's the point. You cannot do 2 or 3 tours each year. So yeah, we have quite selective festivals and highlights, and yeah, that's the point. So I guess many people haven't listened about our name so far, but now is your chance. I think the
Yeah.
album has a spread or a wide promotion, so everybody can have a can listen to it. You can listen to it on YouTube, Black Metal Promotion. So just check it out.
Yeah, it's right that Napalm Records, they make a lot of promotion on your band, and it's good, to promote. I would say the underground metal, and I'm a huge fan of Diabolical Masquerade from Sweden. I don't know if you know this black metal band from Anders, the main man from Catalonia.
No, not yet. Sorry.
So Diabolical Masquerade is a one man band, very old school black metal, and I feel it's kind of the same, not the same music, of course, but I would say the same references. And you are quite fan of, I would say the black metal from the I would say the 90s, or early
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah, it's true. We're absolutely into this old stuff, especially from Scandinavia in the 90s. Let's call him by name, Darkthrone, Satyricon, Mayhem, and all these big bands everybody knows who is into black metal. That was where the first band became in touch with that music, first love, I would say. So yes, definitely, it's a big influence for us, and I think you can hear it. The Forêt Noire in Germany. We came from that place. I don't know. It's the landscape is quite similar to Scandinavia. I don't know if this has also an influence on that, but yeah, that's. I always loved music that is sounding like a forest. I love just that reference. If music has a reference to dark nature, dark romantic stuff, and this, I love it. Other people say we have a lot of influence from post-black metal stuff. Um, I wouldn't say that these people are wrong. Maybe we also like Alcest, it's a great band, and we love that music too. And or Germ, yeah, why not? And that's an influence too. So I think you can hear all the bands we listen to, and it's also besides metal or black metal, we love Dead Can Dance, for example, or Danheim or Vadruna, all this stuff. But yeah, I would say it's very related to the Norwegian or Scandinavian 90s black metal style, but I think we do some experimental stuff too.
Yeah.
We also have some acoustic or ambient pieces, not on this album, but on the previous one, kind of interludes. So yes, I agree.
Um, Oscar Wilde said that you could be inspired by nature or culture, and maybe you are both. You are as much inspired by all these bands, but also with yeah, the forest, the trees that you are. I think you are in the southwest from Germany, right?
That's true.
And it seems that never been there, but it seems that there are a lot of castles, huge forests. It could be a great inspiration, especially for the COVID days, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So it was important for my childhood, when I came from school, I was in the forest and I was out there until the nightfall and maybe also later. I love to be in the forest, and if you ask me, black metal is the music for forest. I don't know. It's kind of the danger, darkness, atmosphere, fog, fire, or let me say bonfire. Um, yeah, the castles, knights, and this stuff children all like. And maybe it's called Fasnacht. It's kind of carnival. But in the southwest of Germany, it's called Fasnacht, and it's not that only fun. It's very traditional, and it's more about demons, witches, and devils and stuff. And yeah, it's very traditional. And yeah, when you are a child and they're doing these witches burnings, a big fire, and the witches dancing around the fire with their wooden masks, and that's absolutely impressive. And you know, all of these ingredients, I think, yeah, it was absolutely, yeah, that was the first steps into this music, I have to say. Yeah,
And it's funny you were talking about the this mask that you saw when you were a kid, and you saw those masks on the artwork too. Are they
exactly.
the same, really the same mask?
Absolutely, because yes, the guy who did the masks, he is a traditional uh, woodworker, I would say, and his absolutely main job and passion is to create those masks for those groups who are taking part on this carnival Fasnacht stuff. And he's a good friend. He listens to black metal. He likes our band. So he's from our home. So yeah, that was kind of, and we had the idea about the painted cover, but so many bands using painted covers at the moment, paintings, just reuse them. But yeah, we had the idea to create those masks, especially for the cover, and yeah, so exactly, everything comes together here again, and yes, the guy who did it is absolutely into Fastnacht and Carnival and doing these masks, and these are now on our cover.
When is this carnival in Germany, in your area?
This month, in a few weeks, the main time starts. There are a lot of um, yeah, meetings before the main time, but I think it starts at the end of February, and there is, I guess, party all over. I would say 5 or 6 days. Um, Mainly in the villages. So in the villages is much more traditional,
Mhm.
and there are a mass of groups and figures and stuff. And yeah,
Do you know the origins of those masks?
On the cover of the carnival.
Yeah, on the carnival and or those masks that you have on your artwork.
The masks we did are we had a specific idea how they have to look like, and that was a kind of a concept, you know. And yeah, the carnival, the origins, I don't know, it's since the 19th century, I guess. And yeah, some of their traditions feel like they going back to the ancient stuff, you know, to the Celts, for example. Um, I cannot really tell you, and it's different. It's different in the regions, you know. By the way, they also celebrate that in Switzerland, but just a few weeks later. It's quite the same. You know, the word Alemannia is the name for Germany, but uh, the Alemann, I would say, I don't know the English word for it, also not the French. The Alemann were just one of the tribes, you know, which are Germans, I would say. But
The
yeah,
previous
so
the previous German people were during the Celtic area, right?
yes, but the Alemann are just one tribe of many German tribes. You know, I don't know why France people call
Oh,
every German
in France
Alemann.
there were a lot of Celtic people. The most famous are the Arvennes. They were in the center of what we call France now,
Yeah,
and
I guess Vercingetorix was
and
Arwen.
he fight
Yeah,
against Jules Caesar, and he
yeah,
lost his life. Uh,
yeah.
but
I
you know,
know.
it's like a it's in the 19th century exact that the king at that time he said, yeah, we have to find our roots, and he remember those Celtic moments, and
Yeah,
you know it's like to unite people, you know, to unite France and
yeah,
stuff like this. But yeah, the Celtic culture is so interesting, and there were several Celtic tribes in France, but also in Switzerland and Germany. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Celts are quite important too. But when the Romans came, or I don't know, there was a big battle, and there were Celts that were connected to Celts from Switzerland, the Helvets, and Celts from France, I would say, and they lost a big battle. And I think the southwest of Germany was there was only a few people. So when the Romans came, the land was quite empty. So that was not a big problem for the Romans to conquer that land. And yeah, the German tribes came later from the north, you know. And the Alemann were just one of the German tribes, and they are sitting now in the southwest of Germany and in the north of Switzerland. So maybe it comes from them, from the ancient time, but the Fasnacht or the Carnival they did, and yeah, these are the origins. I don't know if it's related to the Alemanns from the ancient time, or it's a completely new thing from the 19th January, when we know all that stuff started with the romantic stuff, and people had a fable to looking back in the past, and it was quite romantic to know something about knights and castles and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. And this is, by the way, we call you, for German people, we are from France, we are calling you les Allemands.
exactly. That's the thing, but that is only related to the people of the southwestern Germany. You know, the others are other tribe, the Kruska, or I don't know, all these Batava, and I don't know. I know a lot. There are a lot, but yeah, it's
And
only
the southwest from Germany is something specific, right? From
the
the
sources.
the southwest from Germany is something special compared to the whole Germany, what we call now the Germany.
Yeah, but the Franks. are also a German tribe, and they have built up France. So, yeah, people have. I think that people are too narrow-minded. So Germans are, that it has been built over all the centuries, and the Franks were only one German tribe, the Alemann were only one German tribes, and yeah, it just happened. So everything is mixed up. So people are too narrow-minded in most of topics, thinking about countries and borders.
Yeah, something, yeah, really interesting. And yeah, what about the other topics that you want to treat on this album? Yeah, the impression to be in a forest. There are songs about yeah, you're talking about, of course, forest, but also the Elysian fields and so on.
Yeah. To explain the concept of the album, I like to speak about the first two songs because they are most clear in that way. So, for example, the intro song "Evermore" is about people always let's say general people always try to get to the light. When people dying, they're speaking about they saw a light and they want to go to the light, and it was warm and hopeful and whatever. But in our opinion, the light is also blinding you. So nobody's asking what is on the left and what at the right. Maybe there are some hidden secrets. So if you are tough enough to go in the darkness and you have the will to discover and find new realities or the truth, I think it makes you a better man or better human. And also the second song is, it's a metaphor for if you are walking outside in the night, you can see the stars and the universe and everything. So that's the truth. The earth is just very small, and the whole thing around it is undescribable, huge. So if you are walking in daylight, you just see the blue sky or the clouds and everything. So that's not the truth. You can see only the truth in the night, all the galaxy, stars, and whatever is out there. It is cold and grim out there. So, yeah. Beside that, all the stuff you can experience in the night. Yeah, the cold air, the animals. Everything is a bit different, and most of the people are afraid of that, being outside in the woods, for example, at night. But why? It's not that dangerous. There are not any demons. Yeah, you can imagine demons and stuff, but yeah. So that's the album about. The title is telling you into sorrow evermore. Sorry, and the cover is kind of a weight. The creature or the man holds the two masks, and it's kind of a decision if you decide for the angry and disappeared part or to the normal stoic part. And our decision is to go into the dark and make thoughts about the dark side of man or looking into the abyss. So that's the concept of the album. Talking about, we have some minutes, talking about the sound and the general concept. You haven't heard to the previous albums, so maybe it's not that clear, but this time, or let me say, usually we used much more all these interludes or a lot of riffs in one song, a lot of dynamic and changes and riffs and melodies. So this time we were more on point, not these extremely long songs, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. everything a bit shorter, less roots, but powerful and more atmospheric, you know. No interludes that break the atmosphere, and more black metal, I would say. More old school, and that's also related to the sound, but the guitars are more brutal, more rougher, more darker than on the previous one. So yeah, that's the point.
We can feel yeah, the songs are compact, and but at the same time it's if you if you listen to the album from the beginning to the end, it's like a yeah, like a travel, you know.
Exactly. That's cool that you mentioned this, because that is our main concept on all albums, that people, when they are sitting at home, sitting on a chair or a couch with a glass of wine, for example, and
French,
listen
of course.
to the album, having the artwork in their hands, and it starts, and you have these images, and maybe from the forest to a castle, from the castle into a cave, whatever you want. Yeah, it shall be a journey from the beginning to the end, and our music is not used to just listen to one song by doing something else, you know, playing computer games or watching a movie and the music is running, or I don't know, something like that. It's just to sit down and make that journey. Yeah.
To finish, will you play live this year?
Of course, we're just planning some stuff. We have some good connections to a guy in Nantes. We already did 2 shows there, and the last one we missed due to Corona in early 2000 in 2020. Yeah. He has also good connections to some clubs in Paris and I think in Lyon. Yeah, so we tried to get some shows in France for sure. When we played in Nantes, the people were quite cool, I would have to say. They were good. They were very emotional and very into when we played. So yeah, for sure.
And festival, maybe?
Uh, if you ask me, we want to play on the Hellfest, but we have never been asked. Also, when we were at Season of Mist, I don't know, we have never been asked to play there. It was what we were a bit wondering, because we were on a French label over all these years. So I don't know, but that would be quite cool to be there. So let's see if you have a chance. That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we played last year on Wacken, but yeah, this time we are a bit too late and we were quite busy. So yeah, the live business was a bit lost in the last months, but let's see.
Okay. I think this is the end. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Johan.
And see you in one show maybe in Paris, right?
That would be great, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
too.
you. Bye.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.